Okay, so we have Tales of Sim.
Now to the PS3, there's
Yeah.
Tales of Symphonia Chronicles,
Yes.
which is, you get 2 discs in here. Tales of Symphonia and Tales of Symphonia. I'm sorry, I cannot read that. Hold on. I still can't read. My vision's shot right now.
Dawn of the New World.
Dawn of the New World, okay.
Yeah.
So, even though it has a GameStop label, this is also, in the case, I think it was, yeah. You know, the 845, so.
Hey, I mean, that's not bad.
This is one that my girlfriend had picked out as well. So this is also an anime-based style game. RPG, action RPG, so there's no turn-based in it. I have not played this one yet, so I can't say much about it. I did watch her play a little bit of it. The main character is this one right here. But yeah.
Was it kind of like that other music style RPG game that's out?
No, there's no music based rhythm type or anything in it. It's just an RPG.
I just thought with Symphonia it might.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And that was 845.
Now this I definitely have played.
Infamous. I used to have this in my collection quite a few years ago, and for whatever stupid reason, I don't trade games much anymore. But back then I traded in quite a bit when I finished them or whatever. But as more of a collector now, I try to keep what I get, unless the game is god awful or something like that. So then I will maybe get rid of it if possible.
I mean, I don't know. It's not when you can get a game that you liked before back for less than $5. What does it matter if you got rid of it before?
Yeah, and this one is a very good action game. You have different powers you can have. You can also be a good guy or a bad guy.
Yeah.
I think the last one, when I first played it, I was a good guy. So this time, when I play it again, I want to be a bad motherfucker.
Anyway.
Then again, my conscience will probably get to me, and I'll be good again. Damn it. But it was a very fun game.
Okay, and we're back. So.
Yeah, we got cut off before I realized it.
Technical glitch. I think the camera was so upset about the crazy evilness we were talking about.
I thought I'd just say to hell with it and shut off. And I didn't realize it until we were halfway through our other game we were talking about.
Man, it's a good thing none of that's recorded, because we might go to jail for some of the stuff we say.
Hey, don't, no. But anyway, we ended up getting to some Grand Theft, because we're talking about the good and evil aspect of Infamous, of how you can be in Infamous, and it turned into some Grand Theft Auto discussions.
Yes.
Mainly the Grand Theft Auto 3. What you can do in it.
Evil times. I don't say good times, evil times.
I don't say good too. Ha ha ha.
But yeah, I just wanted to point out, the artwork on this game and the art in the game in general, it's very, edgy for its time. It's very much a game of its time.
And speaking of artwork, for this cover, I hate it when people put labels on the actual sleeve itself. It's not on the outside to where I can take it off easily. No,
it's actually on the artwork.
It's on the artwork itself. But luckily, I don't remember this from when I had it, but it has artwork on the inside, so I can easily just flip it over and have that as the main cover, or go to a website, as I mentioned before, and print out another one. But like this, it's stuck on there. I tried taking it off earlier before filming, but it started rubbing, so forget it.
Yeah, they stopped doing that, I think, but they were doing it for a long time at this store. Okay, so we're talking about Ace Combat. Flying has always been something that everybody dreams about, I think.
Me especially. I love to fly. In real life and in games.
Yeah.
Except for helicopters, I can't fly a damn helicopter at all.
I know, even in GTA, you have trouble sometimes with the helicopters.
Yeah. The jets, and the other plane's fine.
Yeah.
Helicopters, I keep wanting to go. I keep going down instead of going across. You have no trouble. But nonetheless, Ace Combat. I've never played the series before, but with the 7th one, I think it is coming out on PlayStation 4 and for the PlayStation VR, I thought I'd jump in and see what's the big hullabaloo. Is that a word?
Yeah, that's a word, I guess. I mean.
Anyway, to see what it's all about.
Yeah, I mean.
So, as far as I know, it's arcade-ish. It's not realistic or simulation or anything. So, it looks like it'd be pretty fun. So.
I know the graphics are awesome as far as like the realism of the graphics, but yeah, I think it is kind of arcadey.
And granted, that is part 4. I mean, it was 95 cents at my case, so I was like, I'll pick it up and I'll get the others some other time.
So did you watch the Buffy show?
Yes, I love the Buffy the Vampire Slayer show. The game itself was also 95 cents, and I have the first Buffy the Vampire Slayer game on the original Xbox. And this is the sequel. But I didn't see it at Mickey's for the PlayStation 2, or for the original Xbox, so I got it for the PS2.
Cool. So
But it is your basic. Sorry.
No problem.
I'm actually getting comfortable now.
Cool.
Maybe.
Nice.
It is your action adventure, third-person game, and whatnot.
So yeah, this one says a free Buffy trading card inside. I guess that's not in there, is it?
Probably not. The manual is in there at least.
Yeah, the manual's in there. I think it would be kind of challenging because if you were making a game like that, because there's such an ensemble cast. How do you make it? When you play Buffy, you kick so much ass, and everybody else is kind of like, oh, I'm okay. That's kind of the same problem I'd have like with an Inuyasha game. Like everybody else could be in the game, but like Inuyasha always kicked the most ass.
I can't say much about Inuyasha because I haven't seen it.
Oh, you haven't seen Inuyasha?
No.
Well, I watched a lot of it, but if I were going to tell someone to watch it, I would almost tell them just watch the beginning season, then watch the end season, and then just assume people got powerful in between.
It does look interesting. I just never got around to watching it.
So Primal.
And this one I've never played. But I saw it recently on someone's YouTube channel, probably Large Carnage, and it looked pretty fun. So I found it for $3.95, not the $4.99 here. It was actually that price. Well, you can't see it, sorry. Anyway, there.
And of course, always nice to see the rated M.
Yeah, I like mature rated games, but the ratings don't really matter to me.
Yeah,
As long as they're fun, the gameplay's fun,
Yeah.
and not a pain in the ass to get used to or anything to learn, and the story's decent.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how graphic it is if it's no fun to play.
Yeah, I mean, if it has blood coming out your enemy's neck, fine. If not, then fine too. But with this, it's also came complete, and she also morphs into creatures. But it comes with a thick manual, which I really like. The thicker the better. Wait, did not sound right. But anyway, it does come with a thick manual, and it mentions demon forms, so that's the creatures. Here it says the demon forms are assigned to the directional buttons as follows: Feral, Undyne, Wraith, and Edition. What those consist of, I don't know, because like I said, I haven't played them before. Played the game before, but I do want to play it, and I do find it interesting. It is also available on PlayStation 4 with trophies and updated graphics and whatever, but I think it's about $10 to $15.
I didn't think they'd be able to stand up just with that little stack of games behind
Probably
them.
not that one. Not as low as it's getting unless you stick them up behind. But nonetheless. GameCube. We're into the GameCube now, which is a really good system. I don't care if it looks like a little lunchbox. I always thought it was cool.
I just hated that nubby controller.
Oh, that controller's great. What are you talking about?
I had a GameCube and I did not love it.
Oh, I like it. It's better than a god-awful Nintendo 64 controller.
Well, I didn't really have a Nintendo 64 either.
I haven't either. I have one now, but I haven't had one before. I'm younger. But anyway, Metroid Prime. You cannot go wrong with Metroid Prime. It also comes with a bonus disc of Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. Granted, I don't know if this is just a demo or if it's the full game. When I first got it, I was thinking it was the full game. But when I did some research, I think they mentioned that it was just a demo, but I'm not sure. And no, I have not tried the game yet. Haven't played the game yet.
So Metroidvania games,
I had way back when, but not recently, not since this pickup.
Metroidvania games in general, I really always loved playing these when I was younger, like Castlevania, especially like Symphony of the Night. I didn't play as much of the Metroid games only because when the original PlayStation came out, I bought that instead of the 64. And I was down the PlayStation road for a while.
Me too. But this one is not. It's still Metroidvania, because you will backtrack and whatnot. But of course, as you probably already know, it is in first person, not side scrolling.
$11.95.
Yeah, $11.95 for both, and I hope to God that the bonus disc of Echoes is the full disc.
That would be cool.
Full game, but more than likely it is the demo. But it is 2 games. You get 2 discs and the manual. And it's a finished book. No, wait.
Lots of paperwork in there.
Yeah, it's got everything. It's got the confidential Metroid Prime stuff. You can show that. It's like a leaflet and whatnot. And for the Nintendo Power, I think it is. It's got something in here too, yeah, for Nintendo Power, which is now defunct. But it's got
Oh, Nintendo Power.
the paperwork, and it's got the manual.
We used to love you, Nintendo Power.
And it's got the manual, which is fairly thick as well.
Nintendo Power, I think, killed by the internet.
They should have kept the online portion of Nintendo Power. Or did they? No.
I don't think so.
No, they think they canned it all afterwards.
I just think they feel they don't need to advertise anymore because there's all these people on YouTube making all these videos about stuff.
Yeah, but then Nintendo freaking flags your ass if you're not a partner with them.
Okay, so that's Metroid Prime, and maybe Metroid Prime Echoes.
At least a demo. I'm hoping the full game, but I'm probably not that lucky. But nonetheless, you can get depending on where you look, if you do your research, I guess, you could find them fairly cheap. Some places are expensive, like $30 plus for both of them together or separate.
Might have been Echoes was more like an expansion than a full game, though. That might be what people think is a demo. So we'll have to find out.
Once I get my decide where I want to hook up my GameCube, since I have both my TVs down in my apartment full of other consoles, is switching in and out is cumbersome. But once I do get it hooked up and whatnot, I would be definitely playing the hell out of it.
Let's move along.
And Baten Kaitos, or Kaitos, or Baten, or however you want to say it.
It's that B game with the
Eternal Wings and the Lost Ocean is an RPG game that is card-based, I think. I haven't, and again, I have not played this one at all before, but I've always been interested in it.
I mean, I would be kind of upset if you, like, had a whole haul of games you'd already played. Like, why are we talking about them?
But it also makes more sense if the person who's doing the haul has played them. But majority, it seems like I haven't played.
This is back to the whole thing I was saying. It's kind of like, hey, we can say, if you want them to play it, pick it out of the game.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, you can do that.
This could maybe make more videos about these different games after you've played them.
And I'm not sure if this one is the first of the series or if it's a sequel or the third. I don't know. I know there's a Baten Kaitos Origins and there's this one. I don't know which is first. unfortunately. But I've just been interested in the game for quite some time, and finally was able to find it for a decent price. Because usually when I do find it, it's a lot more than the price that I got it for,
Yeah,
which was $17.95. Usually I find it for 30 or more, and I don't want to pay that much.
Yeah, definitely.
Usually. But I do know it's an RPG. It looks wonderful graphic-wise, and I do know it's card-based, sort of. It is turn-based, but also you use cards to play.
Yeah, that's kind of a big
To
thing
fight.
nowadays.
Which I'm not a fan of. I'd rather it just be turn-based or action. I don't really want to deal with the cards, cause that's just because I'm not a card player type of person.
Okay, moving right along.
Yeah.
We're gonna kind of do a speed round.
Yeah, these will be easier to go through, except for the last one. I never play. We'll just do that one first.
Okay. Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas. I love the movie. I've been interested in the game. It's a third-person action adventure, I guess, type of game. As with most of these others, I have not played yet, but I do plan on playing it, of course. But the graphic-wise, it looks pretty fun. Animation and whatnot looks pretty fun.
Yeah, Tim Burton makes some good movies.
And it's developed by Capcom. You normally can't go wrong with Capcom. So.
And of course,
it's complete. And that price was $11.95.
the next two games we have played.
Yes, I remember playing the heck out of these when I was back in the original Xbox days and PS2 days.
It's funny that Manhunt kept so much value, where it's like, I understand Medal of Honor was a bigger release, but it's always interesting to see like the value difference.
Yeah. Well, usually with Medal of Honor, I find it's usually around $5. So 95 was a steal.
Cool.
And with Manhunt, I usually find it for around $20 or so. So $10.95 is pretty good, and Manhunt is pretty violent if you have not played it.
Yeah, the great thing about the case, in my opinion, is that even when even if you're not trading stuff, you can get a good value. Like, you don't feel like you're paying more than you would pay in a different place.
Granted, I don't remember much of the story of Manhunt, except that you play as a criminal
I think you're in an asylum or something.
who was trying to escape. It turns out to be some kind of, I would say now, a reality type TV show, game show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to get the camera adjusted here.
Well, I mean, I think that this has been fun. I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Do you have any closing comments you want to make?
No, I think I've talked as much as I can without stuttering and sounding doofish or whatever.
Well, I thank everybody for watching. If you stayed with us this long, I know that these longer videos, people don't always watch them all. So, really thank you for taking the time to watch. If you did stay through the whole thing, let us know. Like I said, what do you want to see us talk about in the future, and what games do you think are the best games here?
And thank you again for putting up with me. I know I don't speak the best, but I try.
This is SageForsaken. He's Paper Airplane. SageForsaken, of course, you can look up my videos about action figures, toys, customized toys.
Reviews.
Yeah, reviews. Just check it out.
And as for me, mostly I've just done gameplays, usually with no commentary, except for some of the horror games, such as Outlast.
So mostly just squealing and screaming?
Well, with Outlast, you'll hear me scream like a little schoolgirl and stuff, so look those up.
Is that really a commentary or a reaction video?
Reaction, probably. But those are little snippets, 20 minutes or so, give or take, probably less than that. Except for one I did an hour long, and that was when I was just running away from, I forgot that guy, the big guy's name, Chad, I think it was. Anyway, most of my gameplays, though, are just that, not of me doing any commentary or anything like that. Some of it, but not too much. Anyway, if you like the video, or don't, thumbs up or thumbs down, share and comment. It would mean a lot to me. Make me more, what's the word?
Enthused.
Enthused about...
Confident.
Confident would be a better word of doing videos.
Cool. Well,
so
we
thank
have
you.
to shut this down now.
Yeah, you gotta go and I gotta go. And we're running out of time. So thank you. Bye-bye.